Alright, so the point of this video is to try and figure out why this machine, this Honda CRF300L, leaks coolant down here. It's this little fitting at the bottom, which I do believe that is what serves as our weep hole or telltale hole. Most motorcycle engines that are liquid cooled have that to show a little bit of drip, and a little bit is kind of normal. But to let it start to drip, it's an indicator that your mechanical seal is having issues and you need to address that. So I've heard that this is common on these, and I want to figure out why, and I want to figure out if there's a easy way to, or a way to solve this problem. So this bike has 3,500 miles on it. It's a 2021 model. I had to wait forever, like probably everybody else, to get one till May of 22 of last year. So the bike's not even been out of the dealership for a year, and it's got this little coolant leak. Now, in that time of riding it that many miles, I don't even notice it on the reserve tank, which is gone because we're taking this thing apart. But yeah, I don't really notice it, but it's annoying, and it's coolant. I have like a lot of people, look, there's a little dog over here, and that's ethylene glycol coolant. So what if he licks up a little puddle on the floor or something? So that's, I don't want to put a rag down. I'm going to see if I can solve this. Now, way back when, the first time I dealt with one of these engines was on the CBR 250 back in the day. And it didn't necessarily leak the coolant, but when taking that bike apart for the repair manual production, behind the mechanical seal was really crusty and corroded looking. And that bike was only a couple years old, and I thought that was kind of odd. So maybe it's similar to that and they haven't addressed this. Maybe it's just the way it is and I'll have to figure out another solution. But I'm going to pull this water pump apart. And I've got all the stuff to put a new mechanical seal and an oil seal and the bearings and the shaft and all that stuff back in. So I'm going to take that apart, see what it looks like, and put all the new parts back in and see if that hopefully solves this issue. So now the clutch cover is removed. Got the shaft, the oil seal, the bearings, the old mechanical seal out. I don't really see anything that would indicate there's a problem with this other than our little coolant leak we're trying to solve. So in here where that thing lives, the mechanical seal, I'll clean it all up. Same thing. This doesn't look corroded like some other ones I've seen. And I've got the new mechanical seal here. New bearings, oil seal, shaft. We'll put it back together. Maybe it solves the problem. Maybe it doesn't. I just have to live with it. And I'll certainly share that so other people don't do this for no reason, but maybe it'll work. And the one thing I did notice while I was doing this, looking at this fitting here where this goes, because you can see on this side. So that's where you have your oil seal that separates your oil and the mechanical seal on the other side that separates the coolant from mixing together. And you can see that pathway down to this little fitting here where that coolant is leaking to indicate we had a problem. Now, if this doesn't solve the problem by putting brand new parts back in and cleaning everything up, the way this is made, you could totally put a little hose or catch bottle on here if need be, and just contain any coolant that leaks out of there. Is another way of going about doing it without, getting all extreme like I have and taking the engine halfway apart. So anyway, put it back together. We'll test it out, see what we get, and go from there. All right, got this thing back together. I let it warm up, let it cool down, took it for a nice ride to get it to full operating temperature. Then I even let it sit and run until it got hot enough for the cooling fan to cycle. So it went through a full heat cycle. Left this thing parked since yesterday, so overnight, and there's no puddle on the bottom. Now, the previous condition, like I said, it never leaked that much coolant, but there would be a drip. So overnight, I'd have like a drip, and over a few days or weeks, you'd have a tiny little puddle down here. So this thing is completely dry, even to do the experiment fully with genuine Honda parts. I use the Honda coolant, all the Honda stuff. Even if I dab this down here, with a napkin or what have you. Nothing. No blue coolant. So it's fixed. Replacing the mechanical seal, I think, was the actual fix. You know, I went ahead, since I pulled the bearings out, I didn't want to stick the old ones in, so I went ahead and put new bearings and a new shaft, and the oil seal got damaged on the removal of the mechanical seal. So, but yeah, the new mechanical seal seems to solve that problem. Now, I don't know how long that's going to last. It may get back to that drip at some point, so we'll see. But that did fix the problem for now. So if you want to do that, like I said before, we'll have the manual up shortly. I'll put a link to it from here, or you can get to it on the website at cyclopedia.com. We'll have step-by-step instructions how to do that coolant mechanical seal replacement, and anything else on this entire motorcycle here, the Honda CRF300L. So that's where I'm going to wrap up this video, and if anybody needs anything, catch me over at cyclopedia.com or leave me a comment here.